Hi, welcome back. Today I'll go through the OMD EM10 Mark II battery, the types of storage, SD storage cards you should use, and how to attach the lenses and setting up the camera and the strap. The kit comes with a dedicated battery charger, the BCS-5, and one lithium battery, which is 1175 milliamps. That one's called the BLS-50. This is the only way to charge the batteries. You can't charge it in camera by connecting it to a computer or a power outlet. The only way you can charge it is using the actual charger that they give you. Here you'll see the orange light, and that means when you put the battery in, it's charging. When the light goes off, that means it's completed. A blinking orange light means there's an error. This could mean you're not using a compatible battery, or the battery is a bit dodgy, or it's broken. The charge time is around 3.5 hours. I have two original Olympus batteries, and I'll probably end up buying some cheap Chinese knockoffs as a backup, because this camera guard chews through a lot of power. So on the bottom you'll find the battery compartment, and also the SD card goes in here as well. The contacts will go in first, and then you'll see this little button there that clicks. I've got it in back to front. You see, it didn't click. You'll know when that little button there clicks that it's in properly. So I had it in back to front. So there you go. Once it clicks, it's in. And the SD card as well. This is where you put the SD card in this little slot here, and that goes in with the coils away. Put that in, and what you do, you feel a bit of resistance. You just have to push it down until it doesn't come back up again. That's it. That's all there is to that. From experience, you get about 2 hours battery life using the camera conservatively. Some things that drain it faster are, one, using autofocus a lot. Now, there's not much you can do about that unless you like manually focusing. I mean, autofocus is one of the features why you buy the camera in the first place. So there's not much you can do there. Using the LCD screen a lot. Now, that's one thing that you can conserve power on. You can turn the live view off and only use the electronic viewfinder, the EVF. I found that helps a lot. The easiest way to do that is to just press the button on the side here, and that'll switch it to the electronic viewfinder view only. So when you bring the up to your eye, you'll be able to only see it through the electronic viewfinder, and then when you take it away from your eye, the screen will still come on, but it'll only show you the menu systems. That'll save you a lot of power. Like I said, the camera will not turn on if it's plugged into the computer. You need to always have a charged battery inside the camera for it to actually turn on. And another way that the battery drains quickly, it says in the manual, if you shorten the lag time between fully pressing the shutter button and the shot being taken. So what they're talking about there is there's an option in the custom menu. If you go down to the release menu, number C, and in there, if you go down to the bottom, there's this release lag time, and what that means is set the time difference between when the shutter button is pressed and the shutter is released. So if they in the manual, if it says if it's on short, then it uses a lot of the battery, so just leave it at normal. I mean, I don't even know why you would even need that, so just leave it on normal. Okay, so when you first buy the camera, you want to set up the time and the date. When I bought mine on a grey market, so it probably came from Japan or overseas or Singapore, and everything was in Chinese or Japanese, so that was a bit scary. Now if you want to, so just to change it back to English, you go down to the little spanner icon, and then on the right, it's this little face icon. That's where the language is, so you click on that, and then it's English. In the same menu there, you can set the time, so just go in there, set the time however you like. If you remove the battery and the camera is left for a while, I think the time resets, the time and date stuff up, so you have to reset it again. So the camera accepts SD cards, SD, SDHC, which is high capacity, and SDXC, which is extended capacity. It also accepts Wi-Fi cards, but I'm not too sure what they are actually. But these days, the SDXC cards are really, really cheap now, so I would just go straight to the SDXC cards. It's the best card for the camera because of the speed. The one thing that you got to look out for is this Roman numeral here. The OMD EM10 Mark II only accepts SD version 1. Don't get the 2 because it won't work. If you want to know what these actually mean, this number here is the write speed to the card. So I've got 95 megabytes per second. That's good enough. This number here is obviously how much capacity, how many photos and how much video you can store on the card. Get the highest that you can afford. The XC, extended capacity, actually starts from 64 gigabytes upwards. The little U here means the ultra high speed of the camera. This is one that you got to look out for as well. Get the 3 because that's the 30 megabytes per second. So what that means is when the camera, how fast the camera can write to the actual card. And the same thing here, the V, the 30, that's for video. And then this number over here is the class of the card. Just get the class 10. So what you want is the SDXC, you want a U3, you want the video 30. You definitely want just the 1 because the 2 won't work, version 2, and then you want the class of 10. Now it says it does accept Wi-Fi cards, but if I read the manual, it says that it may cause overheating, the battery may run out faster, the camera may function more slowly. Wi-Fi is something that they invented to Wi-Fi the images from the card, but the camera's got Wi-Fi anyway, so you don't even need Wi-Fi, so I wouldn't even worry about it. So putting the lenses on is pretty easy. Always leave the cap on when there's no lens on because you don't want any dust on the actual sensor. It's pretty easy. All you've got to do is, you see on your lens you'll have a red dot and there's a red dot there. Just match them up and then just click it into place. That's it. When you want to release the lens, push this button here, turn it, just take it off. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to make more videos. I'm going to continue going through the manual. If you want to know how to put the strap on properly, I made a video up here if you click on that. And I'll see you next time.